Hello, and welcome to the basics of becoming a virtual assistant training. And I'm very happy that you're here. And let me introduce myself. So, my name is DJ, and I'm from Iligan City. I'm a mom of three boys, a wife, and a student. And I've been working as a virtual assistant for more than 5 years now. And I decided to create this tutorial because I've been receiving a lot of DMs asking about VA work, how I started, where I applied, what skills are needed, and how to become a virtual assistant. So, VA work is actually very broad and it's hard to answer everyone one by one. So instead of replying to each messages separately, I thought it would be better to create this training to answer your questions in one place. So just to be clear, I'm not a professional trainer or a coach. I'm simply someone who started with from scratch, learned along the way, I made a mistakes, and I gained experience, and somehow I grew in this field. So in this training, I'll share everything I know based on my real experience as a virtual assistant. I will share all the basics that I know, the skills you need, where to apply, and how to start even if you don't have any experience yet. So my goal is simple. I want to help you understand how this works and hopefully give you the confidence to start your own VA journey. Again, thank you for being here and welcome to the training. Hi and welcome. In this lesson, we'll talk about what a virtual assistant is and what they actually do on a daily basis. So, a virtual assistant or a VA is a remote professional who helps business owners, entrepreneurs, or even companies with tasks they don't have time to do themselves. So, since everything is done online, you can work from home or anywhere with a stable internet connection. Now, what kind of tasks are we talking about? So this include administrative work like management or managing emails, scheduling appointments, organizing files, updating spreadsheets, and handling calendars. It can also include customer service, responding to inquiries, managing chat or social media messages, doing lead generation, cold calling, data entry, research, and even basic graphic design or social media posting. So, as a general VA, you usually handle a mix of tasks that depends on your client's needs. And every client is actually different. Some might need help organizing their inbox. Others might need someone to follow up with their leads or update or maybe manage their CRM. For example, in my experience, I've helped clients with email management, scheduling, data entry, follow ups, dispatching, and customer support. Some days are very busy, some days are lighter, but the goal is always the same, to make the client's life easier. That's the main goal. And here's something important. Being a BA is not just about doing tasks, it's about solving problems. Business owners hire VAs because they're overwhelmed. They need someone reliable who can take responsibilities off their plate so they can focus on growing their business. You are not just a secretary, you are a support system. You are part of a team. You help keep the business organized and running smoothly. Another thing is that I want you to understand that a VA is very broad. I've, I've mentioned it on my previous video. You don't need to know everything from the start. Many VAs begin as a general VA, like me. Later, they specialize in areas like real estate VA, social media VA, executive VA, or even project manager. So, you can grow over time. So, by the end of this course, you'll clearly understand what the VA does, what skills are needed, and how you can start prepping yourself for your first client. So, if you're wondering, can I really do this? The answer is yes, of course. With the right guidance, practice, and confidence, you absolutely can. So let's continue and break everything down step by step. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about why you should consider becoming a virtual assistant or why become a virtual assistant. So, becoming a virtual assistant or a VA is one of the most practical and flexible ways to earn income online today, especially now that more businesses are operating remotely in the US. So, the demand of virtual support continues to grow. So, let's talk about some of the biggest reason why many people choose their career. First, you can work from home. And as a VA, you can work anywhere as long as you have a laptop, a stable internet connection, and you don't need to commute every day. That's very perfect. That's one of the reason why I was way back 2015 I was really dreaming of becoming a VA because of the heavy traffic in Cebu. So if you work at home, you don't need to like wake extra early just to beat the traffic. And also no spending money on transportation every single day. And secondly, you also avoid office politics and stressful workplace environments. Instead, you can create your own comfortable workspace at home. And honestly, for parents, especially moms like me, this is a huge advantage. You can earn while still being present for your family, for school activities, and you can work while your kids are at school or even while they're sleeping. That flexibility is something traditional jobs don't always offer. So also have you can also have a flexible schedule. Many VA roles allow flexible working hours. You can choose to work full time or part time, and some clients are okay with you working during the day while others prefer night shifts, especially if they're in a different time zones. But that will always depend on your client's preference or on their business. In my case, I work during nights because my client is an American, so I have to work with their time zone as well because we have meetings and I have to contact or reach out to people there in their time zone. So, also, there are people or there are VA accept multiple clients if your schedule allows it. It gives you more control over your income and your time. That's why there are a lot of VAs that actually is getting like a better income than the other because they have a lot of clients, and also they have higher rates because of their experience. And the best part is you can build a schedule that fits your lifestyle, whether you are a student, a parent, or someone who simply wants more freedom. Being a VA allows you to design your work around your work around your life, not the other way around. And that's one of the biggest reason why becoming a virtual assistant is such a great opportunity. So in the next lesson, we'll talk more about other benefits and how you can start preparing yourself for this career. Now let's talk about two more important reasons why becoming a virtual assistant is a great opportunity. So, first is a low startup cost. One of the biggest things about being a VA is that you don't need a big investment to start. Unlike other businesses where you need a capital, inventory, or physical space, but working as a VA requires only a few basic things. You'll only need a laptop or a computer that works properly, and it doesn't have to be super expensive as long as it can handle basic tasks like emails, spreadsheets, and video calls. So I remember when I started working as a VA, I had a second-hand laptop, and my second laptop was I purchased it from my brother-in-law, which I haven't like paid it in full because it was a nice laptop. But anyway, so you also need a stable internet connection since everything is online. This is very important. You'll be handling calls or meetings. A headset with a clear microphone is also very helpful. It makes you sound professional when talking to clients or customers. And of course, basic software knowledge. You should be familiar with tools like Gmail. I know you know Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Zoom, and maybe Canva or project management tools. Don't worry, you don't need to be an expert with all these. Most tools can be learned step by step, and there are a lot of tutorial videos with those tools that you can see in the internet. And compared to other careers or businesses, the startup cost of becoming a VA is very low. That makes it accessible to many people. Now, let's move to the next reason, which is high demand worldwide. More and more business are going online. Entrepreneurs, coaches, real estate agents, e-commerce owners, small business owners all need help managing their daily tasks. They need support with email management, responding to customers' um, inquiries, or maybe just responding to their customers, generating leads, handling social media, and doing administrative work. And business owners are often overwhelmed. They try to do everything themselves, and that's where you come in. As a virtual assistant, you help them save time so they can focus on growing their business. And because of this demand or the demand for VAs continues to grow not just locally but worldwide. You're not limited for clients in your area. You can work with clients um, in Australia, Canada, the UK, and many other countries. Some work for a Singaporean client. Some work um, a client from Dubai. So you see, it's a world it offers worldwide, and that's actually a very powerful opportunity for everybody. And yeah, and the next lesson, well, we'll talk about more reason why why becoming a virtual assistant is a great opportunity. Now let's talk about career growth opportunities. A lot of people think being a virtual assistant is just a small online job or something temporary. Some are thinking that it's just a gig, a temporary gig, and yeah, some people may look down to virtual assistants like me, but that's okay. Honestly, it can grow into something much bigger. When you start as a VA, you're learning real business skills. You will learn communication, organization, systems, client management. Over time you can level up. For example, you can become an online business manager where you help manage the whole business, not just small tasks. You can become a project manager, handling timelines and making sure everything gets done on time. You can grow into an operations manager, improving systems and making the business more efficient. Some VAs even build their own teams and become an agency owner, managing multiple clients and hiring other VAs. And if you become really good at something specific, you can become a freelance consultant and charge higher rates because you're now the expert. So being a VA is not just online work. It can actually be start of a long-term career if you want to be. Now let's talk about also something important. um, you do not need a perfect background to become a VA. You do not need a specific college degree. You don't need 10 years of experience. You don't need to be a tech expert. When I started, I didn't know everything either. You learn along the way. Most tools can be learned through practice. There are, as I mentioned, there are YouTube tutorials and an actual client work as well. What really matter is that you're responsible, willing to learn, and serious about improving. So if you're thinking maybe I'm not qualified, let me tell you, you probably are more ready than you think. You just need to start. Now let's talk about administrative tasks because this is really the core of a virtual assistant's work. When people think about a VA, most of the time they're talking about admin support. These are the tasks that keep business organized and running smoothly. So, what are administrative tasks? So, first, email management. This means organizing the client's inbox, replying to emails, labeling or filtering messages, and making sure important emails don't get missed. Some people or some business owners received hundreds of emails a day, so managing their inbox saves them a lot of time. So I will do a separate tutorial video on how to label or filter messages, how to organize your client's inbox, and how all those things works. I'll have a separate video for that one. Second, scheduling appointments. This includes booking meetings, setting up calendar events, sending reminders, and making sure there are no schedule conflicts. You basically help manage their time properly. I will also have a separate video for that as well. And as well as organizing files. You may organize Google Drive folders, rename documents properly, or create systems so files are easy to find. A messy file system can slow down a business, so this is actually very important. Fourth is preparing reports. You might create simple reports using Google Sheets or Excel, like tracking leads, expenses, maybe sales, or a weekly performance. It doesn't have to be complicated. Most of the time, it's just updating data in a clean and organized way. Some also like use a system or an application for preparing reports, but Google Sheets or Excel is fine. It's actually better. I love Google Sheets. I'll also have a separate video for this one. And a fifth is data entry. This is very simple. This means inputting information into spreadsheets, CRMs, or databases. It may sound simple, but accuracy and attention to detail are very important here. Um, and all of these tasks may seem small individually, but together they make a huge difference in the business. As a VA, your job is to make your client's life easier and more organized. And administrative tasks are usually where most beginners start. Don't worry if you're not confident yet. These are skills you can practice and improve over time. Now, let's talk about customer service. Customer service is really important skill as a virtual assistant because most of the time you'll be communicating with customers on behalf of your client, especially if you will be hired by a client that really has a business. Like if your client owns an Amazon account and if he does have an eBay or other businesses. So that means you're kind of the frontliner of the business. So, what does that include? First, responding to emails and messages. You might reply to Facebook messages, Instagram DMs, website chats, or emails. So, your job is to answer clearly and politely and not leave customers waiting for too long. I know those those people who came from the BPO industry can really relate to what a customer service task is. So, second, handling inquiries. People will ask questions about pricing, services, availability, or how things work. You just need to provide the correct information and guide them properly. Sorry. Also, you don't need to worry about all the specifics of the product because I think if you're a customer service there will be training about the product of, of of your client's business about the business itself, so you will learn it internally with a company that you are going to be hired with. Third is following up with clients or leads. This is very important. Sometimes people don't reply the first time. A simple follow up like, hi, just want to check in, can actually close a deal. Follow ups can really increase conversions. So, follow ups may be through email, through text, or most of the time it's a phone call follow up. And of course, resolving issues professionally. Not every customers will be happy all the time. There might be complaints or misunderstandings. When that happens, you just have to stay calm, be respectful, and focus on solving the problems. Don't take it personally. You're just doing your job as long as you don't curse the customer on the other line. But at the end of the day, good customer service is about being helpful, patient, and professional. If you can communicate clearly and treat people with respect, you're already on the right track. And honestly, customer service skill is something that you can improve just by practicing every day. Now let's go to lead generation and outreach, which is one of the skills that can really make you stand out as a VA. So, lead generation basically means finding potential clients or customers for a business. So, your job is to help your client grow by connecting with the right people. So, some common tasks include researching leads online. This means looking for people or businesses who might be interested in your client's products or services. You might use social media, Google searches, directories, or other tools. So right now, I know that there are other tools that is helpful to get leads online, like extensions, some other applications that is very helpful. Second is spending emails or sending emails or messages. Once you find potential leads, you reach out to them. So once you got their maybe phone number or their email addresses, you will reach out to them by sending um sending emails, of course, or calling them. This could be through email, LinkedIn messages, or social media DMs. Your goal is to spark interest and start a conversation. Next is cold calling. Sometimes clients want someone to make direct phone calls to potential customers. Don't worry if you haven't done this before. It's just about being polite, confident, and following simple script. So, if a client will ask you to do cold calling, some of them or most of them will actually provide a script as a guide for you on how to make calls, on how to interact. And eventually, once you make calls, eventually you will know or you will learn how to answer them, how to talk to them. And yeah, it can be practice. Next is tracking leads. You keep everything organized in a spreadsheet or a CRM. Or, by the way, a CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management System. This helps your client see how you've contacted, who responded, and what follow ups are needed. So, these or organizing the leads on a spreadsheet or in a CRM is very, very important. So, you have to be updated. You have to update everything every time you're done with your calls. Next is lead generation is all about consistency and organization. Even small efforts can lead to a big results for your client. And the good news is it's a skill you can learn with practice, and it's something many clients really value. So you don't need to worry. I'll be also doing a separate video on how to do email outreach and lead generation. And I just want to end by saying you can show your clients that you're proactive, reliable, and able to help their business grow, which can lead to long term work. Now, let's talk about the basic tech skills and tools you'll need as a virtual assistant. Don't worry, you don't need to be a super techie. You just need to be comfortable using basic online tools. So, most of these are easy to learn and very beginner friendly. And there are a lot of like tutorials on YouTube for these tools. And yeah, for these tools. So, first is the Google Workspace. This includes Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Calendar. I'm pretty sure that most of you that's watching this tutorial already know how to use these tools. And you'll use Gmail for email management, Google Docs for writing documents, of course, Google Sheets for tracking data, leads or reports, and Google Calendar for scheduling meetings and managing appointments. And again, I will have a different video for all these on how, you know, how to do email management, how to do um, scheduling meetings in Google Calendar, and as well as in Google Sheets, and how to track data or leads or reports. And these tools are very common, so it's important to be familiar with them. You can practice them on your own computer or laptop. Next, we have Trello or Asana. These are project management tools. Clients use them to assign tasks, track deadlines, and organize projects. So, as a VA, you'll check your task there, update progress, and make sure everything is done on time. I love these tools because your client doesn't need to micromanage you, doesn't need to, like, you know, keep on asking what's the progress of your task. So these are very helpful as a virtual assistant. And it's easily to use. There's a lot of tutorial about this tools as well. Then there's Zoom. So this is for virtual meetings. You might use it for interviews, client meetings, or team discussion. Just knowing how to join a meeting, schedule one, and share your screen is already enough to start. And it's very easy to use. Another helpful tool is Canva. Canva is used to create simple graphics, presentation, social media posts, or even resumes. You don't need to be a designer. Canva has already made templates that make everything easy. On my previous post on Facebook, I mentioned that when a resume is very important before applying. You know, you have to update your resume, and Canva has a template, resumes right there has a template portfolio you can use. You just have to edit it in Canva, and it's very friendly user as well. Lastly is the CRM systems like HubSpot or Airtable. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. These tools help businesses keep track of leads, customers, and follow ups. You might update contact information, track communication, or monitor sales pipeline. So right now with my current client, we are using Airtable to manage the leads. It's where I update my leads right there. So my client would know what's the latest, how how do I say, what's the latest update for that specific leads. So now, here's the most important part. You don't need to master all of these before applying. Most clients will guide you on what they use. Okay, they will tell you what they want to use. If they want to use Airtable as your CRM, or if they just want to use a spreadsheet. So as long as you're willing to learn and explore, you'll be fine. And the key is being open to learning new tools and not being afraid to try. That's it for this lesson. Now, let's talk about creating your VA profile, because this is what your clients will see when you apply for jobs. And your VA profile basically introduces who you are and what you can offer. It usually includes three main things. First, your CV or your resume. This doesn't have to be super long or complicated. Just highlights relevant skills like admin support, customer service, lead generation, maybe data entry, or online tools you know how to use. Even if your previous job wasn't online, you can still include transferable skills like communication, organization, or time management. Second is your bio. This is a short introduction about you and your services. You just have to keep it clear and straight to the point. For example, you can say, I'm a virtual assistant with experience in email management, lead generation, and administrative support. I help business owners save time and grow their business. Simple, right? So you don't need big or complicated words. Just explain what you do and how you can help them. Third is your list of services. You just have to be specific. Instead of saying I can do anything, list your actual services, like email management, calendar scheduling, lead generation, data entry, and customer support. This helps clients quickly see if you're a good fit for what they need. And here's one tip: you just have to keep everything simple and clear. Clients are busy and they don't want to read a very long introduction. They just want to know what you can do and how you can help them. And when your profile is clear and organized, you already look more professional. So, in the next lesson, we'll talk about pricing and how to package your services. Now, let's talk about pricing and packages because I know this is one of the biggest questions. How much should I charge? So, first of all, deciding your rate is very important. So, don't overthink it, but don't overvalue yourself either. It doesn't mean that you're very new to this industry. You just have to charge $1 per hour. That's very low ball. But it doesn't also mean that you also have to like charge so much. So there are three common ways you can charge as a VA. First is hourly rate. This is the most common for beginners. You charge per hour of work. Rates can start around $5 per hour for beginners, and you can go up to $25 or more per hour depending on your skills and experiences. As you gain confidence and experience, you can slowly increase your rate. Second is project based. This means you charge a fixed price for a specific task or project. For example, setting up an email system for $100, or building a list or a lead list for $150. This works well when the scope of work is very clear. Next is um, retainer or monthly package. This is when a client pays you a fixed monthly fee for ongoing support. For example, 20 hours per month for a set price. This is great because it gives you more stable and predictable income. Yeah, and I think most of the freelancer is doing this one, and I know that they are being paid more because and because they have the time and chance to find more clients. And here's my advice: if you're just starting, it's okay to start small. Focus on gaining experience, building confidence, and getting good feedback. Then gradually increase your rates as your skills improve. And it's very important that you always communicate your pricing clearly with your client. Make sure both you and your client understand the scope of work, your hours, and payment terms. Clear communication avoids misunderstandings later. And remember, your rate should reflect the value that you bring. And as you grow, your income can grow too. So, in the next lesson, we'll talk about building your portfolio and templates. Now, let's talk about portfolio and templates because this is what can really help you stand out from other applicants when you apply for a job as a virtual assistant. Now, a portfolio is basically a proof of your skills. It shows client what you can actually do, not just what you say you can do. If you already have experience, you include examples of the work that you have done. This could be a sample spreadsheet you created, a report you prepared, an organized inbox screenshot without, of course, showing private information like credit card information or maybe names and phone numbers. A lead tracker you built, a sample social media post. And if you're new and you don't have a client experience yet, that's totally okay. You can create a sample work. For example, you can create a mock lead generation spreadsheet, write sample customer service email replies, create a simple SOP, design a sample social media graphic in Canva. The goal right here is to show your skills, even if it's practice work. So you can also include templates like SOPs or standard operating procedures. You can include a template for spreadsheets, an email response templates, follow-up message samples. So these shows that you're organized and professional. And here's a simple tip: use a Google Drive to organize everything. Create one main folder called VA Portfolio, then organize it into subfolders. You can send the link to clients when you apply. So when your portfolio is clean and organized, clients can easily see your skills, and that already makes a great impression. So remember, clients don't just hire skills, they hire confidence and professionalism. So in the next lesson, we'll talk about where to find clients and how to start applying. Now let's talk about where you can actually find clients, because I know this is the part everyone gets excited about. So there are several platforms where we can apply as a virtual assistant, especially if you're based in the Philippines. First is onlinejobs.ph. This is very um, popular with the people who are trying to become a virtual assistant. So this is one of the largest job boards of Filipino freelancer. Many foreign clients, especially from the US and Australia, post jobs there. The good thing is clients can hire you directly and no agency fees. You just need to create a strong profile, upload your resume, and start applying. This is where I actually got my first direct client in onlinejobs.ph, and this is where I always find a client as well before I got hired in the company that I'm working right now. Next is virtualstaff.ph. This is another Philippines focused platforms. It connects Filipino VAs with an international clients. Some employers there look for a long-term staff, so it's a good option if you're looking for a more stable work. Another is remote coworker. This company specializes in administrative, marketing, and real estate VA services. They usually have structured hiring and onboarding process, which can be helpful, especially uh, if you prefer working with an agency that guides you. And I think working with an agency is not bad at all, because some agencies actually have a government benefits like mine. I belong to an agency, but I'm not working to a client. I'm actually working internally, and they provided me an insurance, a medical insurance, which is very very helpful. Then we have 24/7 VA. This agency offers both part-time and full-time VA roles, and many beginners apply here because they provide training and support before matching you with a client. Now let's continue with more platforms where you can apply as a virtual assistant. We have Task Us. Task Us is known for focusing on high quality customer service, content moderation, and technical support. They usually work with large international companies, and if you're interested in customer support roles and structured corporate environment, this can be a good option. Next is Outsourced Access. This is fast-growing company that provides trained VAs to businesses. They focus more strategy, systems, and automations. If you want something a bit more structured and professional, this could be a worth exploring. Then we have ClearDesk. ClearDesk matches businesses with dedicated long-term virtual assistants, especially for sales and administrative support. If you're looking for a stable long-term client setup, this platform might be a good fit. Then Pepper Virtual Assistant. This is a Manila based agency that offers different services, including web design, admin support, and even call center services. It's another option if you prefer applying through an agency rather than finding direct clients on your own. So let's talk more about a few more places where we can find clients or apply as a virtual assistant. First is there's Sphere Rocket. They're known for providing VA support, especially in lead generation and administrative tasks. If you're interested in sales support or real estate related work, this might be something you can check out. And we have e-virtual assistants. This is a platform where businesses can find and hire pre-vetted and affordable talent directly. It's another option if you prefer working with companies that already screen their VAs before matching them with clients. We also have Wing Assistant. Wing provides dedicated assistance to businesses, and they usually look for VAs who can handle admin tasks, customer service, and executive assistants. Like um, other agencies, they have their own hiring process as well, and I think they have Australian clients. So if you're looking for an Australian client, Wing Assistant is perfect for you. Another one is CEO Concierge. This focuses more on executive support, helping business owners and CEOs manage their schedules, emails, and daily operations. If you want to work closely with a high level clients, this could be a good direction in the future. I'm actually working in CEO Concierge right now, where CEO Concierge is looking for more VAs. So, yeah. And of course, don't forget Facebook groups. Honestly, Facebook groups are one of the easiest ways to find clients, especially when you're starting. There are groups specifically for virtual assistant jobs, online jobs Philippines, real estate VA hiring, entrepreneurs looking for support. I actually most of my clients in the past, I actually found it in Facebook groups. So you can either apply to job posts or even post your own introduction offering, own introduction that you're offering your services. So just make sure your profile looks professional before commenting or sending messages, because they might going to check your profile. So you can see, or as you can see, there are many options out there. You just need to start applying, you stay consistent, and do not give up too quickly. I also want to share about outreach techniques. So, outreach simply means reaching out to potential clients instead of waiting for them to post a job. This is powerful because you're being proactive. First, you can send personalized messages, and when you message a potential client, don't just copy and paste the same message to everyone. Try to be personalized to each um, potential leads that you're sending your messages to. Mention their business name, what 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 they do, or something specific you notice about them, and that shows you actually took time to check their profile. Second, follow up politely. So, a lot of people won't reply to the first message, and that is normal. They're busy. That doesn't always mean they're not interested. After a few days, you can send a simple follow up like, "Hey, I just want to follow up on my previous message. I'd love to help if you're still looking for support." You just have to keep it short and respectful. Third is show how you can solve their problem. Don't just say, hire me. Instead, focus on how you can help them. For example, you can say, hi, I noticed your business is growing. I help business owners save time by managing emails and appointments. Would you like to discuss how can I help you, or how I can help you? See the difference? You're talking about their needs, not just yourself. And here's an important tip: always follow up at least once. Many clients actually reply after the second message. Sometimes they just miss the first one. Outreach is about confidence and consistency. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll get. And also, I'll be making a separate video for this one so that you can, I can show you how to do it. It's just very simple. And don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You never know which message will turn into your next client. So, on the next slides, I have some bonus training for you, especially for you when you get your first client. And yes, I'm saying when, not if. So if you reach this part of the course, that already means you're serious about starting. So congratulations in advance. Getting your first client is a big milestone, and I'm really proud of you for taking action. In the bonus section, I'll share extra tips on how to handle your first week, how to communicate confidently, and how to build a good relationship with your clients so you can keep them long term. Remember, this journey doesn't stop here. Keep learning, keep improving, and don't be afraid to try. Every expert was once a beginner. So, if you find this training helpful, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more video tutorials, tips, and updates about virtual assistant work. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. I truly hope this course helped you feel more confident and ready to start. See you in the bonus training and hopefully in your success story soon. See you later. Ciao.